You can close your eyes now if you'd like. Take a slow, easy breath in and let it fall out of you softly. Tonight, your mind is going on a gentle walk through New York City. New York at Christmas time. But not the loud, rushing New York the world talks about. A quieter New York. A softer one. A New York that has slowed down just for you. You find yourself standing on a street corner in Midtown Manhattan, a little way from Times Square. The air is cold, but not biting. It kisses your cheeks rather than stings them. You can see your breath, a light cloud forming and fading in front of you with every exhale. Above you, the sky is a deep navy blue, almost black, but softened by the glow of the city lights. Snow has fallen earlier in the evening, and now a thin white blanket rests over the pavements and parked cars. It crunches gently underfoot, muffled and soft, like distant drum beats heard through a wall. Around you, New York is dressed for Christmas. Strings of warm golden lights wrap around lampposts. Storefronts shimmer with garlands and wreaths. Every window seems to hold its own tiny universe of light. A candle here, a glimmering ornament there. A soft display that only you are close enough to really see. It is late. Most people have gone inside. And so, just for now, the city feels like it belongs to you. You take a slow step forward, then another, and begin to walk. You turn onto Fifth Avenue, the famous street usually buzzing and bright. Tonight, it is calm, quiet, and unusually gentle. The snow hushes everything. The traffic is slow and softened, tires moving carefully along wet roads. Occasional headlights glide past like silent comets, drifting through a winter sky. As you walk, you pass high-end shops with big glowing windows. Behind the glass, carefully arranged Christmas scenes shine in the warm light. There's a mannequin in a long, elegant coat. There's a table laid for a perfect dinner. There are tiny, mechanical snowflakes rotating slowly in a display, turning and turning in a way that feels almost hypnotic. You move at your own pace, no hurry. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're just moving through New York. Your footsteps are slow and steady. Your breathing is gentle and quiet. In and out. In and out. Every few steps you feel the snow give way under your shoes. With a soft, satisfying crunch, the sensation grounds you, reminding you that you are here, in this moment. But at the same time, everything feels slightly dreamlike, as if the city has become a soft painting. You notice something unusual then. High above the sidewalks, the strings of lights that cross the street seem to be moving. Just slightly. Not flickering, not blinking in patterns, but breathing. They brighten very slowly in a long, gentle swell of light. Then they relax back to a softer glow, as if the lights themselves are breathing with you. You watch this for a while. In, the lights gently swell. Out, the lights soften again. The entire street has become a slow, steady rhythm, like a heartbeat or a lullaby. You continue walking. Fifth Avenue stretches out ahead, welcoming and calm. Eventually, your quiet steps guide you towards Rockefeller Center. Usually it's busy and crowded, full of people taking photos of the Christmas tree and the ice rink below. But in this moment, very late at night, it's different. You step into the plaza, and the first thing you notice is the tree. Tall, majestic, wrapped in thousands upon thousands of tiny lights. The tree glows like a gentle star in the middle of the city, radiating warmth into the cold night air. The snow around it glistens faintly with reflected colours, soft reds, pale golds, hints of blue and green. There are only a few people here now, and they move quietly, as if the tree has asked for silence. You hear the gentle scrape of ice skates from below, where a handful of late-night skaters glide slowly around the rink. Their movement is unhurried, almost slow motion. A couple, skating hand in hand. A lone skater tracing lazy circles, carving smooth, looping shapes into the ice. The soft sound of blades on ice is comforting, like a brush moving steadily over a canvas. You walk closer to the tree. With every step you take, the lights on the branches seem to shimmer more softly, like snowflakes caught in a candle's glow. You reach the edge of the viewing area and look up. From here, the tree fills your vision. Lights, branches, ornaments, the dark winter sky beyond. You feel very still, very small, and very peaceful. For a moment you think you can hear something else, beneath the hum of the city. It sounds like a quiet melody, not a song you know, not something with words, just a slow, warm sequence of notes, like a heartbeat translated into music. You let the sound wash over you. Whether it's real or imagined doesn't matter. It simply feels calming. The lights on the tree pulse in time with the music, gently brighter, gently softer, never harsh, never sudden. You stand there for as long as you like, breathing slowly, resting your mind, letting the tree's quiet presence wrap around you like a blanket. When you're ready, you turn away. There is more of New York to walk through tonight. You drift away from Rockefeller Center, choosing a side street without thinking too hard. New York is full of streets, full of turns, full of corners. But somehow, you always end up exactly where you need to be. This street is narrower, more intimate. The buildings here are closer together. Windows glow with warm, golden light. You see silhouettes moving slowly inside. Someone making tea, someone stretching, someone reading under a lamp. The snow is deeper along this street. Fewer cars have driven here. Your feet sink just a little with every step. The cold air against your face is refreshing, but your body feels comfortable, protected by your warm clothing. You pass a small cafe, closed for the night, chairs stacked on tables. A string of fairy lights still glows in the window, left on like a night's light. On the door, a small sign hangs, decorated with holly. As you walk past, the sign gently sways, even though there is no wind. You feel watched, but in a kind, protective way. You notice subtle movements along the street, a wreath that seems to nod as you pass, a lamppost light that gently brightens as you approach, then fades as you move away. Footprints in the snow that appear ahead of you, as if someone invisible is leading the way, step by step. But there is nothing frightening here, nothing that wants anything from you. It all feels gentle, like the city itself is guiding you deeper into rest. You follow the unseen footsteps for a while, trusting them. They lead you towards a familiar sight. You emerge near Bryant Park, tucked behind the stately New York Public Library. During the day, the park is full of people visiting the winter village. Little stalls, hot chocolate stands, decorations. Right now, it's mostly empty. The ice rink in the middle still shines under soft overhead lights, but there are only a few skaters left on the ice, moving slowly, gliding in wide arcs. You walk along the edge of the park. Snow rests on the tables and chairs, turning them into little white islands. Strings of lights hang between small wooden booths, no longer serving customers, just glowing gently against the night. You pause near one of the railings surrounding the rink and rest your hands lightly on the cool metal. You can see your reflection faintly on the ice, warped and blurred by the movements of the skaters. You watch them for a while. One skater, bundled in a long coat and scarf, traces figure eights again and again, each loop perfectly round, each turn smooth and unbroken. Another skater moves slowly backwards, arms outstretched as if floating. The sounds here are soft and layered, the distant, low hush of traffic from nearby streets, the light scrape of skates on ice, the occasional muffled laugh from someone on the other side of the rink. Somewhere, a bell chimes the hour. You close your eyes for a moment and simply listen. The city, even in its quietest moments, has its own lullaby. When you open your eyes again, you notice something magical. Tiny snowflakes are falling again, very slowly, slower than normal, as if time has thickened around them. Each snowflake seems to glow for a moment as it passes under the park lights, shining with a soft white light before drifting down to rest on the ice, or the rail, or the sleeve of your coat. You watch one snowflake in particular. It falls, and falls, taking its time, turning gently, spinning in the air, catching light on every surface. It lands on your glove. You bring your hand a little closer and see its delicate structure, every tiny line perfectly formed. You blink, and the snowflake melts away, not into water, but into a faint, sparkling dust that disappears into the air. You feel blessed somehow, as if the city has given you a small secret to keep. You take another deep, slow breath, filling your lungs with cold, crisp New York air, and let it go. When you're ready, you leave Bryant Park behind and continue your walk. Your steps lead you uptown, along 6th Avenue for a while, then across, towards Central Park. The streets grow a little quieter, the buildings a little more residential. More windows, more Christmas trees glowing softly behind curtains, more tiny scenes of life playing out privately. You move at the pace of someone who has nowhere they need to be. Your only task is to wander. Occasionally a taxi passes by, its roof light glowing. Occasionally a bus rumbles in the distance, its interior lights casting soft rectangles onto the street. You pass a bakery with frosted windows. In the reflection, you see yourself, calm, relaxed, a quiet figure moving through wintry New York. For a moment, your reflection seems to smile at you, even more warmly than you thought you were smiling. You keep walking. The closer you get to Central Park, the more the city begins to open up. The buildings step back, making space. The air feels a little wider, a little clearer. You can sense the presence of the park before you even see it. A dark, quiet expanse in the middle of the city's glow. You reach the edge of the park at one of its entrances. Stone pillars dusted with snow. Bare tree branches etched against the night sky. Pathways stretching into the darkness, lit by soft, old-fashioned lampposts. You step inside. You brush a little snow from the bench with your hand and sit down. The cold of the bench seeps through your clothes at first, but only briefly. Soon, your body warms the space you occupy, and the bench feels like it was made for you. You sit back and let your shoulders relax completely, like you're taking off an invisible backpack full of weight. You listen. At first, there's only the muffled stillness of snow and trees. Then you begin to hear it again. That same subtle melody you heard near the Rockefeller tree. It's here too. It doesn't come from any one place. It seems to come from everywhere at once. From the lamps, from the branches, from the frozen pond, from the distant streets beyond the park. Soft, slow notes, rising and falling like breaths. No rhythm to dance to, but a rhythm to sleep to. You close your eyes and let the sound hold you. You feel the cool air on your face. You feel the gentle heaviness in your arms and legs. You feel how solid the bench is beneath you, how steady it is, how still. You imagine the pond in front of you, even with your eyes closed. You see it in your mind, a wide, pale surface, surrounded by trees that glow faintly with winter light. You imagine tiny snowflakes still falling, slowly, 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 landing on the ice and resting there. You imagine that just beneath the ice, time has slowed almost completely. All the rushing, all the urgency of the day has come here to freeze and soften, to be held in place for a while so you don't have to carry it. You breathe in and imagine drawing in calm, quiet, fresh winter air. You breathe out and imagine letting go of anything heavy you are still holding inside. In and out. With each breath, the subtle melody in the park seems to sync with your body, gently supporting you, like a hand on your back. In this moment, New York is not a city of noise and rush. It is a city of lights that breathe slowly with you, of buildings that stand like ancient guardians, of parks that open their arms and invite you to rest a while. You think of the places you've passed tonight. Fifth Avenue, softly glowing, lights breathing in time with yours. The Rockefeller tree, towering and gentle, its lights pulsing like a giant peaceful heart. Bryant Park, with its falling snowflakes and slow skaters. The quiet side streets, watching you with warm windows and subtle signs of life. And now, Central Park, cradling you in the middle of all of it. You get the sense that the city is not something outside of you, but something you are part of. A slow, quiet pulse. A gentle, patient energy. New York at Christmas is a place of warmth tucked inside the cold. A place of lights tucked inside the dark. A place of stillness tucked inside the movement. You feel protected here, wrapped in layers of sound and snow and light, watched over by silent buildings and quiet trees, held softly by the paths you've walked. You don't need to go anywhere else tonight. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to plan anything. There is no next step required. You are exactly where you need to be. Sitting on a bench in Central Park, in the heart of New York City at Christmas time, with the whole city breathing slowly around you, like a giant lullaby. Your body feels heavier now in a pleasant way. Your hands relax, your shoulders loosen. Your thoughts drift, like snowflakes moving slowly through the air, lighter and lighter with every passing second. If you listen closely, you can hear your own heart, steady, calm, reliable, beating in time with the lights of Fifth Avenue, the tree at Rockefeller Center, the skaters at Bryant Park, the lamps in Central Park, beating in time with the city and with your breath. In and out, the melody around you grows softer still, like someone turning the volume down on the world. The cold air no longer feels cold. It feels clean, quiet, purifying. Your eyelids are heavy now. If they're not already closed, they can close whenever they want to. There is nothing you need to see. The city will keep watch for you. You imagine the lamps around the pond glowing gently, taking turns, staying just a little bit brighter, as if they are taking shifts guarding your rest. You imagine the snow continuing to fall, building a soft white quilt over the park, over the benches, over the paths. A blanket over the night. New York becomes distant but kind, a soft presence, a gentle hum. You are warm, you are safe, you are deeply, deeply relaxed. With each breath, you drift a little further into that space between waking and sleep, where thoughts become slower, where images blur gently at the edges, where sounds stretch out and fade. You don't have to follow the story anymore. The city will keep walking through the night without you. You can rest. Let the last of the day slip away, like a footprint in fresh snow, gradually covered, gently erased, until all that remains is quiet. New York is here. Christmas is here. Calm is here.